Hey, folks. Thank you for joining us for the Next Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. I am Chris Fearing, and joining me at the table is...
DrunksNDragons.
And Aaron Bass.
Man, I almost fucked that up.
What do you mean?
I almost said Dirk Ace.
Really? I
almost said Dirk Ace. It's like, one, the wrong call sign. That's a different show. Two, that's not even mine. It's yours. Why would I do this?
Inside jokes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? It's real easy. Do a podcast. Sometimes it's the simple things that can be the hardest. Like, oh man, no, I have to just throw down a grenade and use the explosion to like jump up onto that ledge. Fucking an hour later, still trying that one task.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter for anything, for anything. Anyway, you probably had some greater point to make before I broke our serenity so soon.
Okay, well, actually, this is one I was kind of mulling over, but it's actually a decent segue that where you almost called me Dirk Ace. But I figure at any point, even if we don't get any viewers at all, just be nice to have. But and if we do, this is one they can go back to and it's like, I wonder what the origins of these guys are, like how they got their superpowers and stuff. But so I was figuring, how did we all initially meet?
Oh, that is a good question.
And come together?
You're a liar and a cheat. I mean, nah.
Okay, so tell your side, and then I will defend myself.
You fucking told me that they were gonna have like a 2-size Onyx figure.
A figure?
Like an action figure of Onyx from Pokemon. And for kids who don't know what fucking Onyx is, then
It's the one that now evolves into Steelix.
God, there's a generation of Pokemon, I don't even know if they acknowledge that motherfucker anymore.
Either
Well,
way.
anyway, so there's a Pokemon called Onyx. Look it up; it's real. And this guy.
Actually, future Chris, just throw a picture of that up right now. All right, there we go.
Future editing Chris, just put a picture there.
Now
yes.
hold on. Now show Steelix. Now go back to Onyx.
Now show a picture of JonTron.
Now show a picture of anything.
A banana.
All right, stop doing this stuff they want you to do, and fucking you listen to me, you son of a bitch.
Listen to me, future Chris. It's
like how
past
that
Aaron.
almost sounded.
Past Aaron always tells you the best things.
No, past Aaron doesn't. Anyway, so
Past Aaron fucks
to
up
make a
everybody
long story
future.
short, I met Chris. We had the same computer class in 6th grade.
I thought it was. Oh yeah, 6th grade. Wait, no. It was middle school.
Yeah, 6th grade was in middle school, or at least for our middle school it was. Yeah, because they had 6th grade over at Sheep Harney for a little bit, but then it moved over 2 years before I even got into 6th grade. I was in 4th grade, and they had 6th grade, and that was the last year. When I got into 5th grade, it was gone. So when I got out of 5th grade, I graduated at elementary period, and went straight over to
The middle school.
middle school, which is right across the street.
Okay, so go ahead.
But anyway,
we're in middle school.
We're in middle school. We're in 6th grade. We're in computer class. I don't even remember how we started talking, to be honest. But you were talking about action figures and toys and shit that were coming out. You said there was going to be a giant size Onyx action figure. That never happened. That makes me sad to this day that they never made that. The 2-size Onyx figure. That'd have been sweet.
Now, in my defense, I read a lot of Toy Fair at the time. For those who don't remember Toy Fair was a fucking kick-ass magazine. They had Twisted Mego Theater in it, and would show pictures of upcoming figures and things like that, and give little snippets of trivia based on the properties that they were coming from.
And there was all kinds of comedy and stuff.
Exactly.
Little cartoon things.
Little one-shot things, and you got to see prototypes of figures. You got to see figures that never eventually ended up coming out, the really cool Watchmen line they were going to do way back in the day.
I can't remember. One of the guys went on to go help make Robot Chicken.
Yep.
So you can just imagine Robot Chicken in magazine form.
A lot of the main writers actually went on to do Robot Chicken once the magazine stopped. But
so people just think Seth Green did Toy Fair, and it's that's not what we meant. But okay.
Seth Green did not do Toy Fair. Seth Green just really likes action figures and wanted to do a show and was a fan of Toy Fair as well. But they had a article at one point talking about Pokemon figures, and one of the Pokemon figures that they talked about but didn't have a picture of was they were gonna make a special, because it used to be Pokemon figures came in packs of 3, and you will find soon enough that I know way too much about action figures, and probably a lot more about action figures than some people know about their jobs. But Pokemon came in packs of 3. You would get like evolutionary tracks, or you would get like 3 different fucking kinds of Pikachu. But there were going to be one that was going to take up the whole box. It was going to be Onyx. So he'd be kind of not huge in scale, but he was going to be in scale enough with the other figurines. It was going to be like, oh, that's fucking awesome. They ended up not doing that and just making like a little normal figurine-sized Onyx. So the, I think it wasn't Geodude, but whoever he came with was like fucking virtually the same size, when he's supposed to be this huge fucking rock snake, and nothing. Just same fucking size.
Man, the Geodude, though, out of those were nice. And so was the Gengar.
I like the Alakazam and the Hitmonchan. But then again, those are 2 of my favorites. But they never actually made my favorite one, to my knowledge. There was never a Marowak. Really? That was always my favorite Pokemon.
I'm pretty sure there has to be a Marowak. I mean, I saw everybody else almost. I have a bunch.
Do you ever hear the theory about what a Cubone is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
wearing its mom's skull.
No, you know Genghis Khan?
Yeah.
The theory
that
is
be the ghost.
No, Cubone is the baby.
Oh wait, I'm thinking
in Genghis Khan's pouch, and when the mother Genghis Khan dies, the baby Cubone takes her skull and wears it, and then evolves with the skull into Marowak.
Huh.
Yeah.
And that's where Pokemon come from.
one of the many stories. Okay, so what happened after that?
I don't even remember, man. Like, my memory just fast forwards into 7th grade, where we're both freaking out over Samurai Jack.
No, same for me. Where we're fucking standing outside whenever a new episode would come on and be like, man, you fucking see that episode? That episode was fucking awesome.
I don't remember when we really met almost. It's like, because fucking nowadays people meet over the internet or something. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
I met Aaron by virtue of knowing some other people. And now it's weird. All those other people, I don't even know what the fuck all they're doing.
Yeah. Well, that was early on. When I first
was like high school.
Moved to Elizabeth City. I lived here probably back before when I was like probably a baby up until 5 years old. Moved away and then moved back in high school, and just didn't have anybody to hang out with, and ended up hanging out with those.
We had like
dudes.
we had the same ceramics classes. But
Yeah.
it's weird. We had the same like art classes, but you had like the same like reading classes as like this guy. I thought you guys were like in the same English or some shit.
We were in the same, at least in creative writing.
Oh yeah, we just wound up by circumstance with Casey.
Yeah.
But we never really all
I
collectively
can't remember
did anything as a group till that one
Englishes-
film project
I
at
really
one time.
don't
ever.
know what other classes we had together.
Kingdom of the Horizon.
So when did we initially meet then?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say
Because I remember how I met Seth.
I remember now. For Chris, it was actually another art class. It was one of the art classes in the afternoon with Miss Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like, letting you read some stories I was writing and different things like that. And that's when I really got to know you. But of course, I think I knew you a little bit before then. And I want to say I knew you through Justin. And maybe even we were in homeroom at that point together.
We were in homeroom at one point.
Yeah, up until the end, I believe. But
Yeah.
I think it was sophomore year. Miss Bright's class became homeroom for me.
That's how you know like movies and television and stuff are like totally made up. Where like the main character's best friends in his homeroom class. That never happens. I never knew anybody. I didn't have anybody in my homeroom class. I didn't really know anybody in my homeroom class.
No, we had a good homeroom group actually.
Yeah. We had
Casey.
Yep. We had Steven in there.
Stephen Purvis.
Yep.
Yeah. Anna, I believe, was in there.
Yep. And Claire was in there.
Claire was in there. Yeah.
And we had Maverick.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I had him in my fucking what is it? I had him and I had Ethan Kleisch in my theater arts class.
Wow.
Thank God. Because if I could rely on anyone to do any hair-brain schemed for our little group in the class for the ideas that they came up with, because I had to be like the leader on that drunk, like I could depend on the both of those guys to go behind it.
That's true. Motherfucker burnt his hand with a lighter just to show that he could do it.
Really?
Yeah. Maverick came in with like the fucking
Maverick, yeah.
the perfect,
Yeah, I remember that. He had that
like where the big
spot
like
on his hand.
yeah,
or
like
whatever.
where the big coffin hunter's tattoo would be.
Yeah.
He had like that perfect like fucking top metal burn mark of a lighter
Yeah.
where he just superheated it up and then just went poof, and put it in his skin.
Doesn't surprise me.
Can't not imagine Tom Cruise's face slightly, but he had slightly Tom Cruise's face.
Yeah.
Then he also went by Maverick. Then he was also kind
which
of
he gave
crazy.
himself that nickname.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. When it comes to nicknames, it's like, I don't know.
You can't really give yourself.
It's hard to give yourself a nickname.
And you can't
it's
use-
one thing if you say everyone calls me this. If they do that, then that's just you relaying a fact.
But a lot of times people will like just not pick up on that, and they won't call you by that nickname. You'd just be like, yeah, but everybody calls me this, and a lot of times people just like won't even call you that, or they'll just like come up with some other way to address you. Mm-hmm. You can't really like carry over nicknames and stuff. So, you and I met in art class.
Yeah, I believe.
You and I met in computer class in middle school.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met Seth.
Seth being probably someone else who will end up on this podcast, right?
At some point, maybe. But,
No, yeah, yeah.
He could be a great podcast addition.
whenever he's
or a
around.
guest, you know. A guest
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
But, why did you end up telling Seth that I hated him on the bus?
Oh man, no, I just thought Seth was a dick. not even gonna lie. I was like, man, who's this fucking kid that everyone fucking seems to fucking goddamn worship on our bus? Who the fuck that guy?
Quoting Monty Python all
Fuck
the time.
that guy. I was all about like, man, fuck that guy. He's an ass. And then I that's totally different nowadays. I totally like jump in front of a bullet and shit to save him. Love you, Seth. Not really like platonically love you. Platonically.
So he says. I have seen evidence to the contrary.
You have not.
And I did not look away because it was gorgeous.
Ugh.
These are my friends.
But no, I heard from Justin one day that he just like went up to Seth on the bus, which commending him for like going like fucking like yeah and fucking calling him out. For the way I heard it is you went up to him and was like, hey, you know Chris Fearing? And he's like, what? I guess. And he was like, he thinks you're an asshole. And then you just wouldn't know what you were doing. Because you would ask me about him like a day previous, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like that guy too much. And then you were telling me stuff about him on the bus. He was like, yeah, that dude does sound like an asshole. And I guess that was like my like saying like, you should tell him this.
You have my blessing to come out and burn other people's bridges.
It's like in your mind, if he calls him an asshole, it's okay.
Man, you gotta understand, it was high school. Everyone was ass.
That's true.
Everyone was ass and retarded and beta as hell.
And in creative writing,
And if you weren't in high school, then fuck you. That doesn't even make sense. How are you not?
you
It's high
fucking
school.
dropout, you fucking middle schooler listening to this, you shouldn't fucking listen to this middle schooler. We cuss up here. You can't fucking cuss. Go cuss at your mom.
What?
Shit, what?
Yeah. Like, I'm talking about people who are like, nah, I was cool in high school. No, you weren't. Pro tip. Pro tip. The chances of you being really cool while in high school is like really intensely hard.
Well, even if they were cool in high school,
It
Batman
fluctuates.
was
That's
cool
a
in high school,
very
but that's Batman.
limited
You know?
thing. Like,
Well,
you're
Batman
not
was cool
going to
because he didn't have parents
any
and he
more-
could have people over whenever he wanted.
Oh man, yeah. No. You know, Alfred would have jumped all. Alfred would have been all like, fucking all over that. I can't do a Michael Caine impression, so fuck it.
God damn it. Alright, but first time I met Seth is, I gotta tell this story, tell that one. Creative writing class was awesome. I was in there with Aaron Bass
Yep.
and with our friend Casey, and it got to the point where we were like, what was it? That she was just like asking people for movie suggestions and then having us write about them,
Pretty much.
and they kept picking out like dumb as fuck movies.
Yeah, and it was terrible assignment, or like not really. It was just boring assignments.
Because it took no thought.
Yeah.
It was just like you do it and it's fucking done.
Yeah.
It was really like it was a class of dumb folks.
And
except for us, because we're the best.
In a freaking inspiring moment that I still can't believe happened, Chris goes up to the teacher, Mrs. Marshall, and just asks her if we could just do our own movie for creative writing as a project all by itself. And she agreed.
Yep, and the whole thing, like, we had a little contract and everything that if we did it, wrote it, cast it, shot it, brought it to fruition, and then premiered it in the class, we would all get 100s in that class.
They did it.
Fuck
okay,
yeah, we did.
Granted, the entire film wasn't filmed, but that's really difficult. But there was a lot that was filmed with costumes, with a script, at particular locations, and it was, you got your A.
It was awesome.
The highest fantasy of home movies.
The highest fantasy that some high school kids with fucking fantasy things and things.
But I remember...
My brother was a tree branch.
That's true, that's true.
That's silly to say. It's like, my brother played a tree branch. He totally fucking
his
stayed.
brother was a fucking tree branch in the foreground.
I was a messenger.
And Aaron was Master Thoreau. You did have the tattoo on the back of your hand, so when you did the fist to chest and slight bow.
I did the salute.
Yeah, it looked all
you
fucking
could see the tattoo on my hand.
And I was Kent, the somewhat heavyset comic relief, who...
Nah, but you need the heart of the group because your fucking teammates were like the princess and a robot.
And then so when so when I died, it was like, oh no, he died. But the first time I met Seth, we had written it, and we had written the part for Seth, because it was pretty much it was me at the computer. And I had Aaron and Casey on either side, and they were like, whenever I would hit any kind of snag, they were like, well, just put this. He would say this. This could happen this way. And it would just fucking keep going. It was the best way to get past writer's block is to have 2 other fucking people on the project with you. But we had written it for him. I think it was Casey that knew Seth at that time.
I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
That sounds right, but maybe I'm confusing the time. I don't really remember.
It's weird. I've had classes with other random people that are involved in this. To see, the thing is everyone in on this project all knew each other, and I knew everybody on this project, but I knew everybody slightly differently. I had Spanish with Casey, and knew Casey from Spanish and just being around in other classes and other stuff, and I fucking knew Anthony, who's in season 4.
Yep.
He was in my creative writing class.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
But, I didn't do a movie. I just did creative writing.
Well, you probably had a teacher that had a bit more sense. But what?
Yeah, it was a little crazy to have a...
She just kind of let the class take over. Granted, I was the one that came up to her and said, you know what? We're gonna fucking do this. You get 100, you dumb bitch. Not like that. I was a lot more professional about it. But, so Casey introduced me to Seth. And the first time I saw this dude, shorter guy, average weight, can't really say build, more weight, blonde hair and everything, offered my hand to shake, because that's what you do. And it was it was the softest, daintiest, somewhat sweatiest, just slight grip on my fingers, ugh, don't touch me. I just remember
that's
thinking...
perfect for the goal.
Yeah, I just remember thinking, we cast this guy, right? But if anything, he was... he proved his worth. He was the only one that, fucking memorized his fucking monologues we wrote for him.
Because he's an actor.
We make him sound such a pretentious ass.
But he's a for real actor. We shouldn't,
because he's a for real actor. He's doing actual acting things. And DC, he's actually doing things in DC that he went to college for. That he also been getting master's degree
an MFA for. So
yeah, he's actually
And we were the ones to debut him. You hear that, Hollywood?
That's true.
We started him. He wouldn't be anything without us.
That's true. When I re-edit Kingdom of the Horizon, I'm going to put introducing Seth Rosinski.
He might be better off without knowing me. I'm a fucking bad influence on people. Not really though, but I mean, 'cause I'll be that one guy who's like outside when he gets out of like fucking like Broadway and he like is going out the back alleyway and putting up his collar so no one sees him so he doesn't get mugged. There'll be that one bum who knows what his car looks like because it'll be me. Like, you hung Yoshi from your fucking thingamahoosit. I know it's you. Can I borrow $100 to fund my project and not buy pizza while I play D&D? Because I'm a bum. Not really a bum. No, I don't really actually borrow money from anybody. I'm like trying to think now. It's like, do I owe Chris money? No, I paid you back for the last X-Wing figure. I paid you back for the last X-Wing.
But yeah, we...
Nothing but us poor scoundrels.
Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. Scoundrels. Smugglers. But, so we got that hammered together. Got about... 2/3 of it filmed.
Yeah.
Edited it together with Casey by hooking the fucking camera to the AV on a small little TV VCR combo and pausing and playing while we hit record and stop on the fucking VHS. So there was these really shitty scenes. This is like early 2000s, so don't even fucking start.
With limited access to like.
And I didn't even have a computer of my own at the time. I just had my fucking camera, and our editing was like record, pause at the right moments. But so a lot of times where we would be getting ready, I remember distinctly in the fight with my character Kent versus Seth's character Legault. There's a forward overhead lunge that I'm about to do and slash at him. And right when I go at him, we had to fast forward through the tape to find the fight. So in mid-swing, the tape freezes for 2 full seconds and then goes into the fucking fight scene.
Oh, wow.
So
I don't remember that.
Yeah, but we were in when we premiered it in class, with no surprise, me, Aaron, and Casey were the only ones actually watching it. Not even the fucking teacher was watching it. So we're kicking back watching.
What the fuck?
Joking.
Just imagine she's reading a magazine while this stuff is happening on screen. Now, granted, it's not gonna fucking be you look over and there's Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings playing, but what was she doing while that was happening?
I think she actually was reading a magazine. No shit.
Yeah, that sounds right, but I don't remember the detail on that too much.
Because we were just sitting back and me and Aaron and Casey were just fucking mocking the shit out of it. Yeah. We were like, that was amazing. Oh man, look at that. That's so fucking dumb. Just going off on it. Well, that class, actually, after we finished the movie, we ended up bringing in a tape of Clone Wars.
We did.
The animated Clone Wars. Watching it because we were going to go see fucking episode 3.
Yeah.
One of the weekends soon with Justin. So we were just fucking watching that in class.
Man, that actually kind of puts it into... Man, that's when Kingdom Over the Horizon was. Didn't you guys film that?
Yep.
It was before episode 3 came out, but close enough to where you were going to go see it.
Yeah, the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars had already showed both of its 2D animated seasons.
Yeah, they all got played back to back with new episodes of Samurai Jack that one Saturday.
Yep.
That was fucking incredible.
Samurai Jack was a good fucking show.
Yeah, it was. Goddamn.
But yeah, that was the end of creative writing, and then it was either the next year or the year after, depending on when we did Kingdom, where you and I, Justin, had that math class where the teacher was so bad we could get him to answer questions during the fucking tests. We had Kevin Barnes in our class.
That was the best. Didn't you guys show Pipe Fighters in that class too?
Yeah,
remember? We just started
did.
We played. What season is it where we does all the close-ups and shit, and I do the close-up of Kiss My Ass?
2.
Season 2. Okay, it was at least the first 2 seasons we
Kiss
showed.
my ass.
Because Kevin Barnes fucking clung to that line.
Yeah, he did.
Weren't you
I was there.
Was that your free period or your art class that you were just oh, fuck it?
I don't remember how, but I got out. I don't know how. I forget, but...
Kevin Barnes let the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Man.
He was almost in fucking season 4.
He was. He didn't show up.
Yeah. He was the other fucking, what is it? He was the other West Coast?
Yeah.
Yep, he was the other West Coaster. It's supposed to show up. So the teams were uneven in the tournament season 4, but even still.
You can watch all of this on YouTube.
You can also watch all this.
You can watch all of it on YouTube. The channel, Casey put it up. It's been dormant for eons, but it's it's Pipe Fighters. I don't know if it's Pipe Fighters run together or if he put a space. I just remember it's all lowercase. It looks unprofessional as shit. All of it looks unprofessional as shit. But, you know...
Pipe Fighters is unprofessional as shit.
That's what I meant, but I'm fucking proud of that. We kept that going for a while. But,
We kept that going longer, maybe, than it should have. But,
well, I mean, we had, like, even if you look at it as we have
we did it out of love of the experience.
Yeah.
More so than, say, like, enriching people's lives.
Yeah, it was something for us. I mean, that's...
It enriched our lives.
When you look at it, that's got to be the core when you do something. It's got to be for you at its core. It's got to be something you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, like this, and if you don't even have a fucking audience for it, you'll still have fun doing it.
Exactly.
And you'll still have it to look back on. So if you ever get the room, that's very true. But if you ever get the notion, I second that emotion. But you should go look for Pipe Fighters. The way the episodes go is, let's say, first season, it's Pipe Fighters 1, and then it's 1.5, and then 1.7, and then 1.9, and then it goes to 2, and then 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and thusly, all the way through 6.9. But it's pretty good. There's some hits in there, fuck ton of misses, but it's pretty good. And it is a genuine, it's not the farthest back, that'd be Kingdom, but it is a genuine look back on us, kind of like evolving friendship and like coming together as a group to get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That turns out like
I'd have to say even still, like, the first episode is probably just pretty darn good, regardless of what people think of the entire series as a whole, just because the first one is so genuine.
Yep.
So genuinely just a bunch of high schoolers being retarded and not even really sure what they're own doing.
Yep.
But, like, running around and being energetic and not letting, like, anything hang or trying to, like, burden anything with anyone on anything.
And then we invent a bunch of lore, and we get
that
afraid
only
to
we
fight
know,
each other.
and then like we get afraid to fight each other, and we don't fight as much, and you can't hear us because of the goddamn fucking air conditioners and alleyways.
And then Chris explains all the things that are supposed to
Explains all the things that you missed, and you missed some of that still.
I exposition the shit out of everything. Hence the title of the other show, Chris Position. There you go. Now you know.
The more you know. But, like, yeah, it gets... That first episode, genuinely funny. Second episode, still pretty alright. The further you go on, you're like, okay, what the fuck? But, you know, if you watch any of them, just watch that first episode.
Yeah, at least give that a shot. I mean, for how we came up with it and how we went about it, it's baffling that it spawned into what it did. But it was something we could look back on. It was a finished product for that day. It really, like, at least for us, it captures what summer was back then. So it's nice to look back on, and it also includes our friends Ethan Kleisch and the late John Miller.
Man, he isn't even dead.
He'll be back in town next month.
He'll be back in town next month with his wife. He's the first one married out of our friends. See, we're all like
in Washington State,
26-ish here, so it's just weird.
Except for Aaron, who's like 32.
I'm 26 as well. I'm just turning 27 earlier.
He's the oldest out of all of us by like a few months.
But like, you have like all of us at 26, and it's weird because it's like, hey, we're 26. Hey, there are other people who have had families for a couple of years, maybe.
Hey, ladies, we're all available.
Single up in here.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's pretty obvious why we do just voices. I mean, like,
I'm hideous.
Fucking face for radio, baby. Cut the lights off and let's do something in the dark. With a bag.
Where? Yeah, I was
over
gonna
my face.
Paper bags.
Just call me face. Dr. Salvador. You get that? You guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, good.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that.
That's motorized penis.
Chainsaw up in here.
Every time I see that guy, all I can think of is just like, ah, hey, it's my old friend. Time to run!
Or like the giant Salvador.
Run, you faggot! It's just run the shit away.
Chainsaw.
The double chain. I just think that sparks coming off of both the chainsaws, like having sex as they come out of the fucking thing. And he's just like, "Argh," like, and the chainsaws make love to your fucking neck. Oh, dead. Fucking, that son of a bitch takes 1,000,000 bullets, man. You know what I really love? When two of them spawn really early on for no particular fucking reason.
You just hear that revving out in the distance.
You're like, are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you Do I go down there and tear down your lights? Fuck you.
God, that dude is a fucking douche. I hate Christian Bale.
Nah.
But
he's been in some good movies. No, man.
No, he hasn't.
Nah, he's been in cool, but yeah, he's
just not good in them.
Nah,
the movie's good.
Nah, he's been in some good movies.
This is something you'll also learn about us, and you got to learn this quick because it's going to happen way more often than most people would be legally obligated to call sane. But we like throwing lines or even devolved snippets of lines out of nowhere from like movies, shows, other people's videos, whatever the fuck.
For the sake of referencing.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, it makes us laugh, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. If it makes you guys laugh, then you know what? Fucking doing some good in this world, which is nice.
For you. Fucking. Man, everyone loves quoting Bane though. Bane's the best. Tom Hardy grabbed that role and was like, "Fuck yeah, check this shit out." Love Tom Hardy,
cool dude.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Dark Knight Rises, you should watch it for Tom Hardy's performance as Bane, and you should just watch it for Bane. Fuck all with everyone else. Okay, you should watch it for Catwoman also. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah, that's very good reasons. Very good reason.
When she
Tight
sits on
leather.
that motorcycle.
When she fucking.
Why is that? They got that actress that really isn't all that attractive.
You lie. Those are lies coming out of your mouth. That's what that is.
There's the reaction I was going for. Awesome.
Man, how can you not think Anne Hathaway is attractive?
I mean, she's pretty attractive, but like did nothing for me in Rises.
Okay, well, that's Rises, but okay, outside of Rises,
Like Love and Other Drugs,
I haven't seen that.
where it's like constantly her topless.
Okay, that I should
constantly
see
like her ass, and she just like fucking whips her shirt off in so many scenes.
Okay, I need to see that.
Fucking yeah, I haven't even seen the movie, but I've seen the
mandatory.
stills.
All
It's
right.
pretty snazzy.
I was gonna say, like, I liked her in Rises. I thought it was a very good Catwoman. I'm just saying, like, the villains.
Such a good Catwoman.
The villains are the best part of that movie.
That's true.
And Bane was like the coolest, even though like that's almost nothing like how people think he's in the comics. I don't know. Bane didn't really do anything but break Batman's back, but that's not besides the point.
Yeah.
The point is, in the movie, he was really awesome. Just as a villain and having all of his fucking disposable henchmen who are all like zealots, it was neat. I still kind of wonder though, do those guys know that they're all going to be blown to Kingdom Goddamn Come, or do they think like Bane was going to like just drop that shit off in the water and like kill them all, or I don't know what they're thinking.
Hey,
You'll just have to imagine their reactions, I guess.
He had henchmen who were willing to die, right?
Yeah, that's
He had
true.
some, but like you can't tell me 100% of those guys were just ready to bite it. Were they?
I don't know.
What kind of like? Because some of those guys were not ready to bite it. Clearly, when he was just like, because they were afraid when they realized they were in trouble. And he shot one, search his body, and I'll kill you. That guy's just like, oh, okay.
But
For you.
Trouble beard.
yeah, that fucking one was great.
You'll never see me coming. Oh wait, no, wrong terrorist. Fucking love the Mandarin though.
Love the Mandarin before that halfway point in the movie.
Oh my
If
god.
only he was real.
If only
Where they
he, yeah,
totally
if only he was
spoiled that
real.
fucking threatening, terrifying villain.
Yeah, they took like a dude that they built up like super good, where you're thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be like Al Qaeda with magic rings fighting Iron Man. This is gonna be the sickest shit I've ever seen in my whole life. Nope. We were robbed.
Yep.
Robbed like bitches. It was. But it's weird
This
because
man speaks the truth.
I still like Ben Kingsley running around being a ridiculous retarded actor guy. Like
Yeah.
I still think that is hilarious, but I'm also like,
It's
could
not
you also
worth it
make
for
another
the-
movie like, and to make the Mandarin real? Because that would be fantastic.
That would be fucking awesome. But I'm probably gonna put it up at some point without any consent of the other people that are in it, because Ooh, excuse me. Because that's funny to me. But, speaking of stuff that we film, and not like Rises, but like Pipe Fighters and Kingdom Over the Horizon, at some point I'm going to try to put up a little video we call Sound House.
Oh boy.
And that's like a bunch of us getting together. You'll see Seth, you'll see my cousin Drew, you'll see our friend Ethan, and you'll see all of our hideous faces.
Our hideous radio only faces. Who like we have to wear paper bags when we masturbate.
Good lord.
Just so we don't know it's there in the room with us.
So our dicks don't see our faces and cringe.
What the fuck? Okay. But anyway, the Soundhouse video is cool because it's kind of like what this podcast is, but in...
A bunch of keck holes standing around a fucking house.
Yeah, but in like a visual form. They get drunk. I don't, because I don't drink.
I was like, no, we hear you snap the can all the fucking time. And it's like, that's just nos.
That's energy drink, man. That's my go-to, energy? Besides cigars. But,
cigars and energy drinks. Classy. I just imagine you as a Sin City character with a million scars. You're just like, classy. Like, broken glass and children's dreams, like, come out of your fucking face.
You ain't got nothing to talk about, man. I got my cigars and I got my energy drink. I'm fucking
don't mind me saying that there's a drink to die for. He eats the cigar, he eats the glass bottle.
Jesus.
Eats the bar table and just...
Like, he's Mickey Rourke. He'll just eat the... Like, he'll stab and cannibalize the cast member.
But anyway, Soundhouse is great. You guys get a kick out of it. It's got the same kind of, like, spontaneity and stupidity that we exude in this, but in a visual style. I mean, there's a fucking dance sequence, and you can't go wrong with a dance sequence.
No, you never can. Look at Napoleon Dynamite. That movie was perfect.
True that.
It's weird. That movie had two story arcs. You don't really see that a lot in movies nowadays because that's not how you fucking make movies. Because that movie's like,
how do you mean two arcs? Yeah.
There's an arc where like his uncle shows up and stuff like that, and then like, he's got to get ready for like the dance, and then like that intros the second arc where they try to get Pedro to be class president.
Yep.
Huh.
It's like there's two different like sets of...
Do they end and begin? I forgot the actual...
No, because they build up to the prom, and at the end of the prom scene is when Pedro's getting water, and he looks up and sees the class president poster for the first time.
Yeah.
And then starts the entire somewhat shorter, granted, arc about them trying to win the presidency.
It's kind of like there's two little arcs in there or whatever. But it's like, that's like a very unique movie, period. I don't think Napoleon Dynamite gets any of the Oscars it should have.
Yeah.
Especially for acting.
Or the sequel it should have gotten.
That just sounds weird, the idea of a sequel.
Well, I mean, like, it kind of like got that underground following.
True.
If they had a sequel nowadays, I think it'd be more funny because you could do stuff and it would like that's more recent and it would still feel like old now compared
yeah, because I was gonna say that movie came out in like 2005, but it feels like it came out in like 1995.
Yeah.
Because
so you could now
because
do
the town was so small that like all their technology was rightfully so a decade behind.
Yeah.
Like if Napoleon Dynamite went to a video store to rent a VHS, it would feel highly appropriate, and to be honest, back when it came out in a small enough town, that would be highly appropriate.
That's true.
Heck, we still had the Blockbuster for until like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have like if you have a VHS in this town, you can go to like King's Daughter's thrift store. You know, in between the one rental place and in between the food line, and there's like a bajillion VHSs there. If you ever wanted a copy of like the Star Wars trilogy, some fucking movies about Tom Hanks, you can run. Forrest Gump. All kinds of films. All kinds of fucking films. Just shoved everywhere. Everywhere. There's a fucking season show about gay people. I don't know I can't remember what it was even called. But I distinctly saw the thing and it was like, this is about a community of homosexual people. I think it's like a small, isolated community.
What?
But I mean, like, the cast was like... They were gay. I don't know. It was like Rent the show, but not Rent.
You mean like Rent the show? As in like rent it from this place?
No, like Rent, like the musical.
Oh, Rent the musical from the place.
I hate you. You know what I mean. I can't remember what it was called though. Like I just saw it and I just kept like eyeballing it because it was like it had like fucking rainbow.
Why did you keep eyeballing it, Justin? this speaks to me.
Like I never heard of it, and there was like all these seasons of it that were there, and I'm just like, well, if you ever wanted to get into this show, like fuck, you're fucking lucky. Here's the first 3 seasons.
Maybe it was the show Queer as Folk.
Yes, actually.
Or as Michael Scott on The Office lovingly calls it, Queer as Fuck.
I forgot about that.
No, it's queer as folk.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
That's actually the name of it. Yeah.
Hey, because that was a fucking long-running BBC, and then they brought it over and made it here. So...
Who calls it queer as fuck?
Yeah, Steve Carell's character on The Office, when they're talking about insensitivity in the first season, he's like, I'm not insensitive to gay people. I watch Queer as Fuck. Like, they censor the fuck, so it's just even better, because you know exactly what he's saying.
Man, I started watching the British Office recently.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode.
It's weird because they've got the people with like the same names almost, and the
and,
exact
like,
same characters, and the exact same plots.
Yeah, the same plots, same characters. They're even dressed similar, which is extra creepy.
Yeah.
That's why it's always weird when the Americans decide to when the Americans, even though we're all living in America, when we decide to borrow a show, it gets really fucking bizarre because then you see like, oh yeah, it's the same show. Not really.
Which is why, even though we complain about how much Stephen Moffat screws up Doctor Who, if it was an American show, it'd be even worse, I bet.
All right.
Man, there's an American Doctor Who that fucking
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you guys there.
All right.
Just because that's the kind of thing we need to have a whole thing for.
That is a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother trip.
So, for the time being, I'm gonna thank you guys for joining us. And as always, one of our favorite little tidbits of information. Always remember, Ethan Kleisch is the pipe fighter with the 4-inch